Welcome back to Mostly Thriving.
Where to the world it looks like we're thriving, but really we're just
Mostly thriving. Welcome to episode 3. I feel very stressed today.
Wow. I just got home, so this is
I know,
this is
and
news.
I thought it would be good to just process this out loud.
Yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat.
No, it's nothing bad. This is a lot of the stuff that people don't see behind the scenes as an influencer. I think there's this assumption that we just get free product and snap some cute little pictures and cash our checks and move along. But I have a very significant opportunity coming up next week that I'm so excited about. I haven't shared about it yet. Earlier this year was named in the Forbes top 50 creators for home improvement category, which is huge. Big time. I
Super
feel it's crazy that I'm on that list. I'm just some random girl.
No, it really is.
But in that, I got an email. I'm invited to speak at an event that they're having next week in Los Angeles, which is huge. And I'm excited that you get to come with me and kind of be in that world with me. The piece of it that's really stressing me out is that before I go on stage, they want a 2 to 2.5 minute video. Mm-hmm. It's basically like a commercial of all my accomplishments, everything I've done, which is great. I love creating videos and all of that stuff.
You're very good at it.
But it's due on Thursday, and it's currently Tuesday, and I'm stressed because I'm a perfectionist, and everyone will say to me, oh, all you do is create videos, you're so good at it. I have so much footage over the last 6 years, and accomplishments and different things that I want to include, and this is a big moment, this is a video that Forbes will probably share on their social medias. And so I want this to embrace me. I want to feel proud of it when it plays, but that's really stressful. So that's a piece that's going to take me probably 10 plus hours outside of this job to put together. So it's okay, I got to find hours for that. And then we're recording this podcast episode today on Tuesday, which also goes live on Thursday. And that will probably be another 6 hours of editing, which is fine. I love it. So I got to find that. Now we're at 16 hours.
I'm it's going to come together.
But there's another deadline. There's
though.
Another deadline in there. There's just too many deadlines that all have the same deadline. I have a partnership with Home Depot, which I'm super excited about. It's a Christmas campaign.
Yeah.
And that's due tomorrow. Before Wednesday comes and I have to turn in this creative, I have to decorate for Christmas the entryway of the house and film all this stuff for this new Christmas tree and these Christmas bulbs. And then after I record all the content, I have to edit it. Oh, and then on top of it, I also have to be in my stories doing something other than all of those things this week.
You want me to do your stories for you?
No, we don't. There's just a lot going on, and I go through these seasons. Q4 always looks like this for me. Just feeling a little bit of stress,
Sometimes talking about it makes you feel better.
Feeling
Hopefully that
really
did that for
good,
Yeah. Okay.
So you have no advice. You just have get it done.
I know.
Perfect. I'm feeling really good about this processing.
So sorry. I was just letting you process. Sometimes getting it out in the air is helpful.
It's pretty much just it is what it is.
It is.
Normally you're
yeah, you got to start taking things in chunks. You got to break that off. Where are you thriving? We did thriving.
I'm not.
We're doing thriving and surviving.
That's what I'm going through. But no, it's all good things. I feel very blessed. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. We talked last time about anxiety, panic attacks, all of that. We talked about screen time, just being addicted to our phones and overworking and all of that stuff. We started to kind of touch on how screen time affects kids. There's I feel very polarizing views on tablets and TV and all that with kids. So we wanted to get into that. But before we get into that, I thought we could do something fun.
Well, I like fun things.
I thought we could do a little segment called Ask the Vet.
Oh.
People love their pets.
Yeah.
TJ's a veterinarian, if you didn't know.
It's a good thing they love their pets.
It is a good
that
thing.
Gives me a job.
Yeah. I put up a question box yesterday. These were the most asked questions. So we're going to rapid fire.
Hit me.
Why does my dog get so many ear infections?
This is likely linked to allergies in dogs. Ear infections in dogs in general, linked to seasonal or environmental things in their environment. that are allergens. Allergies are our immune system. It's responding to something that is not a threat, causing itchy ears, itchy paws, ear infections, skin infections, diarrhea, and food allergies, things like that.
So what would a dog allergy look like?
Typically, they're going to be seasonal. Like our dog Diesel has seasonal allergies right now. Right now, he's taking Cytopoint, so an injection once a month to help with his allergy-like symptoms. And so
Lots of licking.
lots of licking at his paws, licking at his kind of groin area, really licking anywhere though. Like
If someone suspects that their dog has that, what should they do?
call your veterinarian for sure. End of the day, there are a lot of things out there or things to try. People do some wacky. People will be putting like avocado oil in their dog's ears, olive oil, you know.
Don't do that.
I mean, maybe if it's an Italian dog, I'm not sure.
Don't do
A
it.
little Italian greyhound might appreciate.
But Diesel
some
was on
olive oil.
Apoquel for a long time, so
Yeah.
there's...
Apoquel, Cytopoint. I don't really have a preference between the two. Cytopoint's really convenient for us because it's an injection once, lasts 4 weeks. Apoquel you got to give daily, but they both work really well. People always follow that up with, what can I do naturally for it? And I love the idea of a supplement working. I take supplements myself, but in this instance, if your dog is getting ear infections or paw infections, skin infections, things like that, I don't think that there is anything that is going to knock this or kick this consistently. You may have found something, and I'm not going to challenge that, but typically medication is the
for
best
long
route.
term. Do I really need to brush my dog's teeth?
Yeah, that would be ideal. People come into the vet, and frequently I'm asked in the exam room with that is that, oh, well, I just had my dog's teeth cleaned a year or two ago. Or sometimes they'll be like, 5 years ago, I got my dog's teeth cleaned. And I always follow that up with the question of, how often do you get your teeth cleaned? How often do you get your teeth cleaned, Amanda?
Every 6 months?
Every 6 months. Okay. Before me.
We're not going to talk about that. I had a phobia of the dentist.
Yeah. And so they'll hit me with that they go every 6 months. And I go, well, how often do you brush your teeth, Amanda?
Twice a day.
Twice a day. And you still go every 6 months. So then it's not all that surprising when I tell you that your dog needs its teeth cleaned maybe once a year, depending on the kind of dog. Some dogs don't need it. Like Diesel doesn't need it. He's just
I was just about to
blessed.
call you out. I was going to say,
No.
I've literally never brushed our dog's teeth, and I've never seen you brush our dog's teeth.
No, Diesel's just blessed with good teeth. The smaller the dog, the more likely they're going to need frequent cleanings. I would say brushing the dog's teeth is your best bet at prolonging the inevitable teeth cleaning. I will also say that when somebody brings their dog in and they are brushing their dog's teeth, I consistently, like 3 to 5 times a week, I almost never have to recommend a teeth cleaning. So if you're really wanting to do the best thing for your dog's health and your pocketbook, brush their teeth.
Is there like dog toothpaste?
Sure is. Yeah,
Really?
flavored.
Where do you buy it?
The pet store.
Is it a special dog toothbrush?
They will have them. In reality, I think it's just like a soft bristled toothbrush, like a kid's toothbrush.
What should I feed my dog? This one I probably got thousands of responses.
Yeah. People really want a really sexy advice on this. My answer is just kind of boring in their mind, like dog kibble, Purina, Science Diet, Royal Canin. That's what I always go back to because those 3 companies, one, they've been around for a long time, so I think they know what they're doing. It is science and data backed. They all are also diets that are formulated by veterinary nutritionists and have them on staff. And so I guess if you're wanting to do something a little more fun, a little more risque for your dog, you could try it, but make sure it's veterinary nutritionists, meaning the people who are making the diet are veterinarians and they are certified veterinary nutritionists. Not a nutritionist that specializes in veterinary stuff, not a vet who likes nutrition, veterinary nutritionists, somebody who has done the extra education.
Explain the thing about how, like when let's say there's like a grain-free food
Oh, sure.
or something like that.
Yeah.
First, what's your take on grain-free?
Grain-free, it was a really hot button topic circa like 2013 to 2020. And I still think that I would not feed grain-free at this time. I really don't think so. Because there was a link, and I saw it when I was in vet school, to heart disease. People would bring their dog into the cardiologist at Michigan State, and the dog would have a type of heart disease, dilated cardiomyopathy, DCM, and they would have that disease only is really in large giant breed dogs, and we'd see like a toy poodle with it. And so that doesn't make any sense. And so we get into the diet, and, I've been feeding grain-free. And it was sometimes reversible, but they would come in with this heart disease that they would never get. And it was always they were linked to a grain-free diet. And not every dog on grain-free was getting this heart disease, but it was kind of a precursor. Mm-hmm. And so we started recommending, don't do this grain-free stuff. With those dogs that had it, the way we would reverse it is feed them a regular diet, science diet, Purina, Royal Canin, give them some taurine, and they would sometimes get better. So that tells you there is some dietary insufficiencies there. We just kind of lean on that. I don't know what it is, but you shouldn't feed that.
The thing that you told me that really like blew my mind was, if you think about humans, we eat so many different things every day. So something that I may not get like in my breakfast meal, I probably will pick up nutrients at lunch or dinner. But when it comes to animals, they eat the same thing every single day. So if you pick a food that isn't nutrient rich, where it has everything that they need.
Balanced diet. Yeah.
That's craziness.
Yeah, they're going to be missing it.
What is your least favorite dog breed to see in an appointment?
Rottweilers.
That was fast.
100%.
You came at me as fast as they come at you?
Yeah, and that unpredictable. Like, they're just so, like, I'm sure there are good ones out there.
They're so cute, though.
They're very cute. Big old bowling ball heads, super cute, and I bet they're sweet. But when those Rotties, I've seen it so many times where I'm sitting in an exam room and they're like licking my face or like licking my hand, and the next thing I know, they're like trying to take whatever they're licking off my body.
Have you ever gotten like seriously bit? No. You've been like pretty lucky.
Yeah, I got a husky got me on the thumb once.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I got a little scar right there.
I have a scar on my thumb from your grandparents' dog right here.
Nago.
I saved Nago's life with chicken bone.
Yeah, you went right down the hatch and pulled that bone.
You guys, I saved a little dachshund.
Bowels.
She took a chicken wing bone out of the trash, and I saw her choking on it, and I was the only one there, and I saved her life. But when I reached in there, her little mouth, and pulled it out, she put her canine tooth right through my thumb.
Yeah.
Passed out, woke up, went to the beach, said, guys, I just saved Nago. Okay, should we get into the screen time thing?
Yeah, go ahead. It's an interesting thing because it feels like one of those topics where I think people know, I think they understand the dangers or the concerns, but the convenience of dealing with it is too heavy. So we kind of just like push it back a little.
I can see that. So I want to start, before we even get into this, we are not like anti-screen time or pro-screen time. Like, we don't really lean strongly one way or the other. We fully believe life is about balance. Like, in everything, you can be on a great diet and still like have a pizza night with your family on Friday. Like,
for sure.
Everything is about balance. And so, are there days where we're like, we're not doing screens today? Yes. Are there other days where I'm like, I'm going crazy, I've got to get stuff done, and we're watching Disney? Yes. Like, those two things can exist. So before you even hear what we're going to say about all this, I want you to know that we come from a place of like, we do agree that every family is different. Yeah. Everyone has to handle things for their family differently, and every kid is different.
At the same time, like, we'll rattle off some like minor research things that we've said, percentages, time lengths, things like that. If I read something from a science background and it's like 75% of kids have this happen because they did this, even if it's 50%, if the outcome is alarming, I'm going, okay,
there must be something here.
Scrap the 75, call it 50, call it 40. I don't want that for my kids or that outcome, so I think I need to make an adjustment here.
It's hard as young parents. Like, we have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and it's only going to get harder. Yeah. But we live in such a digital age. Like, I feel like when we were growing up, it was just becoming a thing. Like, I remember nobody really had cell phones. I think I got my first cell phone when I was in 9th grade. And the only reason why I had it was because my parents were divorced and I needed a phone for like going back and forth. But it was probably like sophomore year of high school that a lot of people started getting flip phones. We didn't really have access to the internet on them. Like,
can we rewind that?
Yeah.
Flip phones.
I know.
Because when we talk about kids getting phones now, for me, I'm looking at it like, it's not like, when did you get a phone? When did you get your laptop?
That's true.
Because
I was in college.
Right. Way more developed. and still probably underdeveloped for what you could be exposed to on a laptop, or
Yeah.
like the possible dangers of the internet. And so I do think it's funny because we often talk about, I just like thought of this. We talk about, oh, I didn't get a phone until I was driving, or, you know, my parents were divorced, so I got a phone. But that phone, like,
It was strictly for communication.
dude, this was before ringback tones.
Oh, yeah.
like before you had hips don't lie on your ringback, you know?
I think
Like,
my mom still has a ringback tone.
she might. I think there was a time where you couldn't get rid of the ringback
I know,
tone.
that's what I mean. I think
You
it's
were
just like
stuck.
lingering in space.
I'm pretty sure my brother had like a shine down ringback
Yeah.
tone for like forever.
Yeah. It is crazy because while you were saying that, I was just thinking, like, when I got my phone, all I could really do is call on it.
Yeah.
And that's like the intention of we're giving our kids our phones so that they can
Yeah.
communicate with us when they're at sporting events and, you know, activities after school and things like that. But that's such a minor percentage of the things that they can use the device for now. And being able to access the internet and just social media and, you know, inappropriate things online that they have just instant access to is really scary.
Yeah, and
You're not just giving them a phone, you're giving them an open doorway that's like to anything.
the opportunity for you to guide them when those things come up could
Yeah.
not be there.
Yeah.
And it's not because you didn't want to be. It's just because it happens so fast.
Right.
And so I thought one of the interesting stats that, like, right out of the gate was 51% of kids 8 and under now have their own device compared to when we were kids. Yeah.
That's crazy.
A device.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't a flip phone.
Right.
That's scary.
It is scary. And I think that kids now, I mean, even Jordan, our 2-year-old, he knows like how to use my phone.
He swipes.
I know.
He scrolls.
He scrolls.
Taps.
He also will say, like, if you're looking at something, he'll say, like, oh, I want to see. Like, he knows
Yeah.
what comes from the device. He'll say, show me pictures or call Nana. Like, he knows the things that this phone is capable of at 2 years old.
Yeah, and genuinely, we very heavily restrict it. And just to give you guys some context of like what our restrictions are, our kids, AJ has a tablet that only comes out when we have long flights,
Right.
period, or a long
road
drive.
trip. Yeah.
Long drive being 3 hours.
Yeah, like if we're going up north or something. We
Yeah.
have actually, we talked about this last episode of just like being disciplined in whatever we say or whatever. Like 2 hard rules that we've always had from when we started having kids was that our kids are not going to sleep in our bed because I feel like it's a slippery slope. And once you let them, you know, it's hard to go back on it. And so they never, maybe once or twice when you were out of town, have slept in our room. But I don't want that for us and for them and whatever. And so we've done that, and we've said no tablets. Like if he's just at home
or gaming devices.
Like he does not have that on the couch. Mm-mm. He doesn't, like literally when we say only when we travel, there is no exceptions. So, and he doesn't ask, it is just travel. And it's a very special thing for him. He gets so excited and it keeps him so busy when we do travel and have long things because it's this special thing that he doesn't get.
So to put a number on that, it's probably 4 to 5 times a year that thing comes out.
Yeah.
And we don't almost never hand them our phone and say, here, watch this show. There's times that we do, like during a haircut when Jordan is trying to tear the building down and we got to get you to sit still for a second. Yep, we do throw some Mickey Mouse Funhouse on.
We also have like a busy bag of things that we take.
Yeah, this was awesome.
When we go to restaurants, and it only goes with us to restaurants. So it has special toys in it that they only play with when we go out to eat, and they get really excited about it. But if dinner's taking a long time, or you know the kids have eaten and we haven't gotten our food yet, and the check hasn't come yet, and it's just like to keep the peace of the place.
Right.
You know, where they're just like, that's a long time to expect young kids to sit.
Yeah.
We will let them watch something.
But it's literally
rare.
for 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like
we try to wait.
We never sit down at a table and get the phone out. It is usually towards if we were to do it, and that's a big if, especially with the busy bag thing that you've implemented, which has been really great. But if it is going to happen, it's past Jordan or AJ's bedtime, and they're melting down for decent reason because dinner is taking way too long. And by way too long, we're like in a 2-hour or more dinner. At the same time, I don't want us to go, technology's terrible. Like, we need to recognize that, I mean, obviously, like,
we're doing a podcast.
We're sitting here on camera right now. We have our phones in our lap with our notes. Like, there are some great things from technology. We use technology in the clinic like crazy, from auto-generated notes that are done for us, things like that. Like, it is so awesome, and it is such a great tool. But I think we need to be aware of the flip side. And if you have a healthy awareness, then you'll prevent or lessen the chances of getting burned long term. And I think that's what our biggest focus is. We don't want the long term consequences or impact that it could have in a negative way.
Yeah, and I want our kids to have a healthy relationship with technology. I want them to know how to use it. I want them to know how powerful it is. It has been obviously huge in my career of Instagram and this podcast and things at the clinic and all of that. Like, there is so much power that can come from it. And so I don't want it to be something that we completely shield them from it, where there is zero screen time, zero TV, zero any of that, because then I feel like once they're like released into the wild, it's like it's like if you hold something back for so long and then you let it go and it kind of catapults forward. I want them to just have an established relationship with it that has healthy boundaries for the age appropriate time periods.
Yeah. So one of the guidelines that I found just doing a little digging was that they find language delays when toddlers are on a screen of any kind for more than 2 hours per day. And if they are, they're up to 6 times more likely to have language delay, meaning language development in general, which 6 times is a lot. Like, that's a significant number.
I think it's interesting, though, because I don't know, I believe that, but I don't know if I fully believe it. I think it might depend on what they're watching, because I do think there are a lot of educational shows and things that I know for a fact our kids have learned vocabulary from. Yeah. And so I think, or even like, I remember early on when AJ was maybe 1.5 or 2, and he had been watching Blippi a lot, and we heard him on the monitor spelling Blippi, and we look at each other, we're like, is he spelling Blippi? Yeah. Like, what? Yeah. And so I do think yes and no, but when it comes to like attention span and retention and all of those kind of stats that I want you to share that you were showing me, I can see how that then could feed into language delay. So I think it's, you have to kind of take all of it together.
I think when you flip it to, yes, they can learn from those things, but they learn a lot better from human to human interaction.
For sure.
And so I think that if you're looking at it, yes, there are great things they can learn language from those shows, 100%, but they learn it even better and comprehend better from you and I. And the other thing I thought was interesting is that the impact of just having TV on in the background is there too, and impacts the language delay, because what happens then is that we're unconsciously tuned into that TV, speaking less to our children, even if it's not something that they're listening to or that they're totally into, which I do think they're listening. AJ is living proof of being like a sponge all the time. But even if you just have the news on in the background, you're not talking to your kid nearly as much as you would if that news was not on.
Yeah, I can see that.
I thought that was interesting.
I will say we have noticed, and we did a little test probably like a year ago, we just noticed so many more meltdowns about bedtime, and we were doing it where he could watch like one episode of something in the morning when we were getting ready, and then he could watch one episode before he went to bed at night. And that was
weren't super strict on it either. Sometimes it would bleed into.
And so he was doing that, and we were just noticing so many meltdowns, fighting us about bedtime, just like has no patience, so irritable. Yeah. Flips in a second if you're trying to turn it off. And I was like, you know what? This is getting out of control, and we need to just remove it for like a week straight. No TV at all. Like just full detox. Yep. This is crazy. Like he's too dependent on it. The fact that he's getting this upset when we try to turn it off, I don't feel comfortable with. And so we took it away. And we told him, we're watching too much TV. We're going to take it away. We tried to model that as well, where we didn't have the TV on. Like, we were showing, like, nobody's watching it. Like,
Yeah.
we're just taking it away. And instead, we're going to play a game. And we bought a few board games. He loves, like, Chutes and Ladders, Candyland, Uno.
Yeah.
And so we were trying to play these, like, age-appropriate games for him that he would get really into.
And kind of educational. Like, he was counting and he was, like, comprehending, you know, like, the dice, and this is how many I rolled here, so I get to move this guy this many.
Yeah, and it was a fight for the first few nights. Meltdown, 20-minute, you know, screaming about, and he's such a routine kid, so it was hard for him, like, when we made that switch. But then on day, 3, he didn't even ask. Day 4, it's like TV has vanished. He was so much more patient. He was listening. He was calm. Bedtime was not a fight. Everything was more enjoyable just as a family. And I remember on that, like, 6th or 7th night, I asked him, I said, AJ, do you want to play Uno tonight or do you want to watch a show? And he chose Uno.
Yeah.
And I looked at TJ and
100%.
I was like, this is crazy. Like, he chose the game over the TV, which if I would have asked him that the week prior, that would have not even been a consideration. So that, to me, did prove there is something that's happening there where they get, so addicted and need to see it.
Yeah, it's funny because one of the notes that I have was the behavioral effects, and the list is more irritability, aggression, poor sleep, delayed milestones, and even anxiety and depression. And I can honestly look at it and go, leading up to that week of detox, we were seeing a lot of those things. Now, I don't think our 3-year-old or whatever 3 or 4-year-old, I don't think he was walking around depressed. I don't think we were like there, but definitely irritability was major for him, and it kind of plays into some of like what was he watching? And so if you are going to let him watch things, you want to do low stimulation video or short periods of all things for sure, but low stimulation versus high stimulation. You definitely want low stimulation, meaning slower developing kind of things, not flashing things on the screen, not constantly changing scenery.
It's like more that. Of those like muted colors. I was trying to look up, I asked ChatGPT, like, what are some low stim options and some high stim options? And the low ones were Bluey, Trash Truck, Peppa Pig, Franklin, Little Einstein, Wild Kratts. And if you think about those, if you were to look at even just like the opening scenes of both of them.
For sure.
They're more muted colors. Yeah. It's slower. The music is slower. It feels more relaxed versus something that's like a Coco Melon or a Blippi or a Paw Patrol or a Spidey and Friends, which are like all of our kids' favorite shows. Yeah. It makes sense why, because the attention it's like giving them that dopamine hit over and over and over where they get addicted to it. And I can see how that could develop into like unhealthy patterns in their life outside of TV, where they've been conditioned to just know it's right at my fingertips, anything I want to watch at any time. And it kind of builds into this mentality, which then as they get older and they start accessing social media and like, it's just such a slippery slope that can start so early at something that seems so innocent.
Yeah. And to go backwards a little bit, you mentioned dopamine, and dopamine, I think you have to understand what it is and why it plays a role. It's a neurotransmitter in our brain that is linked with motivation, reward, and in general results in learning or learned things because of the release of dopamine. And so these high sensory things are high reward, fast reward. Unpredictability is a very big dopamine thing. So unpredictable, high reward things result in high dopamine release, result in high likelihood of addiction. Think of it as slot machines. Like,
love that.
The bells and whistles, the bright sounds, unpredictable rewards.
I want to spin the wheel.
Instantly, like, many people can become addicted to slot machines. And it only takes a few good hits on a slot machine for you to be like, yeah, that's not too bad. I want to do that now. Yeah. Like, if it was now put that slot machine right in your living room.
Right.
You better believe if Ellen's spin the wheel game was in our living room, we would be broke. And so,
I love that. It's so fun.
and the Buffalo game.
Buffalo.
And so think of it like that. And when you put it in terms like that, it's kind of, that's where I get a little bit alarmed, a little bit worried, and more like we need to take action against that.
It's hard because I hear all of it and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I'm like, but like, how do we live in this world and be normal? You know, like I like it paralyzes me.
Yeah, I think step one is, if you're in a traditional marriage, partnership kind of thing, that everybody's got to get on the same page, because if you and I weren't on the same page, this would be disastrous. And so that's step one, because if I'm having to work against you on it, we'll never survive, or we would never thrive on this. But so that's step one for me. And understand that, going back to, I think we've talked about that 80-20 rule of like 80% of the time you're going to do really good. 20% of the time you need a break. You can use these things, or use them in the way that is beneficial to you, but also doing those low stim shows and educational shows during that time, where it checks the box, it occupies the kids while you're prepping dinner, quick doing something for work, or quick phone call, things that have to be done in that moment. And knowing that not all things have to be done in that moment. That's something you always have to work on. And, getting through it in that 20%, using it for that 20%, but understand that 80% of the time you can do it. I've heard people say like 95 and 5%. I just think that that's like pretty aggressive.
It's just too aggressive. Yeah. It's hard because
you can strive for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that for us, we've just put up these boundaries where our kids don't expect it. Mm-hmm. And so that when they do get it, it feels more like a reward. So it's not.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you're noticing that your kids are expecting it, then it's probably a good time to know that maybe you should make a change. So our kids don't watch TV in the mornings anymore during the week. If it's Saturday and they wake up and we want to watch cartoons or something, we'll do that. I mean, I grew up doing that.
For like a half hour.
Yeah, it feels good. I get it. We're still in our pajamas. Be a kid. I get that. It's a fun thing.
I get it.
But for school, we don't need that in the morning. No. And then when they get home from school, it used to be they would want to watch something right when they got home. And now they don't even ask. We just play until it's time for dinner. And then we don't watch TV at all until after bath, if we're even going to. And mostly we like watching sports. Our kids love to watch sports. So if a Red Wings game's on, if there's, a Lions game or whatever, we'll watch that.
Even going back to the before school stuff, is that if we're doing TV, those high stim shows before school, yes, they're glued to the TV. Yes, it allows you to get ready, but it sets that expectation for their day. It sets the tone for the day of high intensity. Everything's got to be fast paced. Everything's got to be a dopamine hit. And if it's not, it's boring. And guess what? When they go to school, it's going to be a big old boring fest for them. And they're not going to be prepped to learn.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
It really sets the tone for the day.
Yeah, it's actually kind of convicting to think about, because I do that for my kids and I say, I don't want that for them right when they wake up. But the first thing I do when I wake up is grab my phone and check my emails.
Yeah.
But we don't do, there's never any TV or phones at the dinner table ever. It's just family time. And then I also think that we'll probably implement this for a long time. Maybe forever, but no TVs in their bedrooms.
Yeah, oh, forever. 100% forever.
Yeah.
No
we haven't really talked about this, but I just think why?
There's no benefit.
There's no need. If they want to watch something, we should all be able to watch it in the living room together. There's nothing that, they're doing in their room that they can't do with the family or out in public. That's just how I feel. I feel like it's just a slippery slope to, even with, child protection things on there. There's always, these workarounds. You're on kids' YouTube and a ad pops up. It just happens. Yep. It's too accessible to the world and it's too scary. And we are trying too hard to raise good young people. To let something out, we have control of this, to let something outside. They're going to get enough outside influence. I don't want them to also get outside influence in my own home.
I don't know if I was listening to the Couple Things podcast with Sean.
Oh, yeah, I love them.
With Sean Johnson and Andrew, or what. But somebody was talking about, maybe it was the Kelsey's podcast. I don't remember. Somebody was talking about their phone rule.
Oh, yeah, it was Kylie Kelsey.
Yeah, it was the old school phone rule of, like, you know, when your mom used to talk on the corded phone, not the cordless, the corded phone in the kitchen. And the cord was like 75 feet long. Mm-hmm. But, like, basically if the cord wouldn't reach, you can't take your cell phone out of the kitchen. Like, right. That's as far as you can take the cell phone out of the kitchen. Again, our kids fortunately do not have cell phones, and I hope and I know they are far from having them, but the day will be here before we know it where they do have them.
Yeah.
And in this moment right now, I love that rule, and I could see that happening.
Yeah.
And it goes back to, and I said last episode, the common theme for me in my life right now, in our family life, is do the inconvenient. No, none of this is convenient in the short term. Mm-hmm. It is very, very easy to let these things go and not implement these things. But in the long term, when you do the inconvenient, you will yield amazing results. Or at least set yourself up for better success.
It is really, in the fact that you and your partner being on the same team about it. Like, if we're out to a restaurant and I'm just like, I have had a day, like, I am just like not here for it. I want to just give them the phone. Like, TJ will be like, just wait, like, let's wait a little bit, you know. And it's easy if you're not on the same page for one of the parents to just be like, here, have it.
Right.
But, like, fighting that, and we talked about that, you know, he might give 80 one day and I give 20. I might give 50. He might give 50. Like, you got to pick up the other person for the ultimate goal of where we're headed. And so I think that that's really important. But I also want to be very clear that we do not do this perfectly.
Nope.
It's great to say and talk about, and this is great to, like, realign, and like, it's good to collaborate, or what is it called? Collaborate?
I'm not sure.
Recalibrate.
Recalibrate. I love that word.
Recalibrate.
Re-engage. Go out on the tack.
What is it? Recalibrate. Recalibrate. This was good for that because it's like, okay, yeah. Anyways,
spell Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Oh, you got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I do think, in all seriousness, I think that it is good for even just us to have this conversation. Somebody also told me...
That's what I just said.
I know. I'm bringing us back in. You just spelled Mississippi. Somebody also mentioned to me, I think it was Lisa, she said that her and Jeff would check in with each other at the end of the day.
Lisa is our house manager, by the way.
She's
amazing.
She is amazing. And this is great advice. It might even just be a text message from you and be like, hey, I'm at 20% day today. Like, I'm spent. Like, or if I'm coming home late, you're like, kids are whooping my butt right now. I need you to come in full force, ready to play, ready to do your thing. Like,
I think too, after we did the research of this, because he was like, I really want to look into this and get some facts and all that. Once he did that, we were like, wow, we should be modeling this to our kids. And the fact that there is so much research about screen time right before bed and how it can affect your sleep. Like, I have always been an incredible sleeper. If you tell me I can take a nap right now, I will be asleep on this chair in 2 minutes and I will sleep so great. TJ has a hard time staying asleep, getting into a deep sleep. And a lot of it can be linked to how much screen time you had before bed and all these things. So we have kind of implemented this new routine. We're trying it out. It's literally been, I think, 2 weeks of us trying to do this routine. I think we've done it 3 times.
It's 3 more times than we did it before the routine.
That's where I was going with this. But our routine is that, like, at around 9 o'clock, we get ready for bed and we get in bed. We do our red light masks and we both read separately.
Yep.
For however long, 30 minutes until we go to bed. Mm-hmm. And we've done it 3 times. But like he said, it's 3 times more than we did it before.
I feel like 3 times in like a 1 to 2 week period when you're trying to do something new is something as new and different as that is, for especially for you with scrolling. We used to watch a lot of TV shows, which I'm not saying we're giving up. We watched a movie the other night and I loved that. But that I don't think that should be our norm. Our norm should be the routine of no screens for an hour before bed.
Mm-hmm. It kind of, though, like, gives me the ick a little bit.
Oh.
Where it's like...
I'm not offended at all.
No, like, like, yes, we want to live a life that like is all good and everything is, we're doing everything at 100% and like we never mess up and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But like also, I believe like part of living life and like enjoyment is like, if this is the line that we're going for, like we allow it to bend and it's not super rigid. And there might be nights that the kids don't go to bed right at that time. They're both in great moods and the Red Wings are on and we're watching it and it's great. Like I never want people to be like exhausted by the fact that, because I've said this to you.
Yeah.
I've been in therapy straight for like 2 years and it's hard to be in a state of constantly trying to be better than you were the day before. That's exhausting. Sometimes I just want to suck. You know what I mean though?
Yes.
Like sometimes I don't want to work on myself. Sometimes I just want to exist.
Yeah. I think that that's fair. I don't disagree with you at all. I do think, though, as you do, it's the same thing with that like workout routine, is that when you're thriving in it, it doesn't feel like work anymore.
Right.
It becomes natural. Like,
Yeah.
you know how I get when I'm working out, eating healthy, even with starting this Bible study. The first time getting up at, early in the morning to go to a Bible study is rough. You don't know the people. And, I went today and it just felt natural. Like I was excited to get there and do that. Didn't really take like anything major crazy away from it, but I'm already looking forward to next week. Like
Right.
that was not great at first, but it's really it feels routine for me now. And so I think that that's really good.
I just thought it was important to say because it's easy to listen to podcasts like this and to feel like so overwhelmed with information that you're like, I suck. I'm the worst parent. My kids watch too much TV. We're too far for help. Like, it's easy to feel all those things and we've been in those modes before. But if you and your partner are on the same page with the same goal, pick one thing that you're going to implement.
Yeah.
That's what I would
step
say.
at a time.
What's one thing that you're going to do?
Yep.
Is it that, there's going to be no tablets after school?
Yep.
Is that all it is? Are you
Yeah.
going to take the tablets away in the car? Are you going to...
And honestly, if you're like, wow, I feel terrible about the way that I'm doing things now, your one step might just be having the conversation with your spouse or partner. That's the step one, is getting everybody on the same page. And that one step doesn't have to be accomplished overnight.
No.
It doesn't. You're not going to walk away from, depending on you and your spouse's or partner's personality, it might be a multiple week process, multiple month process, but you're stepping in a direction to better yourself.
Well, and have you seen those videos where it'll be like day 1 of not eating cookies, and then it's like day 2 of not eating cookies, day 1 of not eating cookies? Like it's gonna be something that
That's the most you video I've ever
I know
heard.
that what is it, like practice makes progress?
Yeah.
Practice never makes perfection.
Correct.
And so just knowing that like, okay, today we didn't do great at it.
Yeah.
But like tomorrow is a new day.
Yeah.
And knowing that it's easy in so many things in life to feel like you're too far gone to start something. But today could be the first day of something new.
For sure. Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Today could be the first thing. What did you
Could
just say?
be the start of something new.
I liked when you said it the first time. Today could be the
I don't know.
first day of something new.
Today could be the first day
Of something new.
of something new. Write that down.
Got it. I think that's something to end on right there.
Okay. If you want to continue to follow along, you can listen to us on all major podcast platforms. We would love if you leave us a review or a comment, join the conversation. On Spotify and YouTube, you can watch. You can listen on Spotify, or iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, kind of anywhere you get your major podcasts. But you can follow us at Mostly Thriving Podcast or at Come Stay a While to see kind of like our day-to-day life stuff. But this has been fun.
Coming.
Yeah,
Keep the
we
ratings
love
coming.
seeing the comments and all of that. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
That's a wrap.